Hi, Josh Ochs here with MediaLeaders.com. In this video, I'm going to train one of my colleagues here, one of my virtual colleagues, on how to blog at MediaLeaders.com. And I thought, why not turn this into an opportunity for us to train our friends, which are you. So this might be a longer video, but I'm going to show you how to blog. Christina, say hi.
Hello everybody.
Hi. All right, Christina, we're going to go blog here real quick, and we're going to look at my computer screen. The goal of this video, everybody that's watching this on MediaLeaders.com, if you're not on MediaLeaders.com, you can go there to learn more about our marketing best practices, digital trends, and tactics. The goal of this video is to take a transcription and a video and put them together to make a video blog post. And that's what we're going to do here in the next few minutes. We're going to take a video from our friends at Cross Campus, and they have something called RKS Sessions, and we're going to turn this really neat speaker series into a transcribed video and put a playlist on it, so it makes it really, really helpful, and it's also really, really great for Google to see that you're embedding videos and content and stuff. All right, without further ado, let's see if we can go over to my computer screen and share the center screen, which is full screen number 2 here, start the screen share. And great, so let's go ahead and do that here real quick, and let's dive over to here, and hopefully now you can see my screen. So we're looking at MediaLeaders.com, and the first thing we're actually going to see is we're going to create a new blog post on MediaLeaders.com. So what I'm going to do here is first jump over to the video that we worked on, and I had my colleague here, Christina, transcribe this video. And it's really, you could have any video you want. Now those of you that are watching this, you're thinking to yourself, Josh, why would we do this? Well, you as a company need to be super helpful for your customers. You need to win them over. And to win them over, you can create good video content. The reason you create video content on YouTube is because Google owns YouTube, and YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first largest search engine in the world, Google. So you need to impress those using video and blogging so that they can find you if they have questions. So this is a really neat opportunity with great content. This guy talks about a really neat product that they have. I won't get into it too much, but this guy, John Stein, is our RKS Sessions. We'll talk about it in a minute. So we're going to take this playlist. When we recorded this, it recorded into 2 different video segments. We put them together in a playlist. We'll probably edit them into one video, but for right now, the content is really good. So I've had Christina jump through and transcribe this in a really helpful stuff. What is Fresh Realm? It's a technology company. It's a shipping container company. It's the experience in the network, and then all these Q&A. Fresh Realm is not this. We use a .co. I mean, just really cool stuff, right? So we have a blog post. So here's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to create a new post in WordPress, right? In WordPress. Insert a text content from this document. Then we're going to insert some links. And then we're going to insert the video embed code that I just showed you. Then we're going to create an image for the post. You got to do that. Then we're going to create some keywords for SEO. Then we're going to structure the headings and quotes. Then we're going to preview and get approval. Then we're going to schedule it for deployment. And getting approval means I'm going to have a second set of eyeballs look at it, and that'll probably be Christina or somebody else in the office. Okay, so without further ado, let me jump over to MediaLeaders.com. Those of you that are blogging, I encourage you, use WordPress. If you want to jump to Joomla, or your IT person in the office that says, I'm going to custom build something, please try and stay away from that if possible. WordPress or Blogger.com or something that's hosted on their another website is great. But if you're going to own something, WordPress seems to be the best. I won't get into it anymore, but we have done this. We've made all the mistakes for you. Now click on New Post. And a post is different than a page. Posts are on the front of the page, the front of the site. So let's go ahead and enter a title here. We're going to enter a title that's very similar to something else, which is Fresh Realm, June 3rd, Part 1. We're probably going to name this, let's go over to the document. We're going to say John Stein, Fresh Realm, how to build a technology company. Well, for right now, we're going to call this How to Build that delivers. We're going to do video blog, okay? And what I want to do is how to build a technology company, and we'll do technology companies probably going to be our keywords here because that's really what I want here. Or build a technology company. Those are going to be our keywords. I'll show you more about that in a few minutes. Now let's go ahead and jump over and drop in what is Fresh Realm. Let's drop in all this content down there. You did a really great job with this. Let's drop this down in here. Now, a couple of the techniques that we're going to use here today, we're going to use H1s, H2s, and H3s. Now, what does that mean, Josh? Well, H1s are the heading. And I want you guys all to realize that an H1, if you were to look at MediaLeaders.com, we're going to do a little background on blogging here, and then I'll show you how to do it. I'm sorry if this seems beginners to some people, but I want to make sure you realize this is an H1, and when Google looks at your site, it wants to know, it can't read the imagery. So it wants to know, Josh, what the heck are you trying to communicate with me, and why should I listen? So that's why underneath the great elements of a good blog post are an H1, just one of them, a header. And a header means header 1, which I'll show you in a minute how that works, means, hey Google, this is the topic of this page, this post, and I want you to see this as most important thing on the site. And then it's by a blogger, and it was updated on that thing in this content. Great. And then we have H2s, and H2s are slightly smaller than H1s usually, but the size doesn't matter. What does matter is that Google then sees, okay, this is a subheading. Then this is another subheading, and they are equal weight. So if somebody Googles writing better blog content, this is the main goal. Josh has written a blog post, and then these are the subheadings, and we need to look at this stuff as being helpful. Make it conversational, bite-sized. You see how all these H2s are now subheadings, right? So we're going to go turn some H2s into this, and we're going to make some H3s if we have to. I have a little bit of a broken thing down here, but we'll probably fix in the future. And then it's by Josh. Okay, great. So the elements of this are one H1 header, and then some H2s, some paragraph writing. We're going to put the keywords in the first paragraph. So writing better blog content. See how writing better blog content is here, and then it's also here. And then see how it's also here, writing better blog content. It's just gently placed as keywords. And notice how there's a nice image and there's a subheading. The elements of a great blog post, you have an H1, an H2, a nice image, and then guess what? Human beings read this stuff. Okay? Guess what? If you were to look at this image in the background, the name of the image, I have a feeling if I open this image in a new tab, look at the name of the image that I uploaded. It says writing better, well, website content. It should say blog content, but you get the idea. Okay, great. So we've got some elements. Let me go show you how to build that. So first of all, we're going to write a quick intro together here, just for a sec. In this video, we at of the chief John Stein, and I don't have this stuff in front of me, but I think you did all the research on his last name, S-T-Y-N, great, Chief Wisdom Officer of Fresh Realm, talking about how he built his technology company. So of John Stein, Chief Wisdom Officer at Fresh Realm, talking about he built his technology, how to build a technology company, and then we also have the word build, the phrase build a technology company in there. Do you see that? That's important. So we recorded a video, great. Now what is Fresh Realm? Fresh Realm is a technology company first. And then we have some numbers here. We're going to throw this together, and this will be an H2. Now, how do you create an H2, Josh? And are we going to keep these numbers in here? I want to keep the numbers in there because I want people to be able to jump through there. And I'm also going to have Christina, as we edit out the beginning and the end, we do a little editing, we're going to have her update some of this stuff. So what is fresh realm? I'm going to highlight what I want to be an H2. We don't need to create the H1 because what we put up here is an automatically the H1. And then we're going to create the H2 by going over here, clicking that, and clicking the bold button. You see the bold? B? B. Now notice I'm only working in text mode. I never work in visual mode. Visual is bad news here at Media Leaders because visual puts in all kinds of weird HTML stuff, and I don't like that. So it takes a little longer, but it's a little more old school. Work in text mode, highlight it. You see how it puts strong at the beginning and at the end? Well, we're going to take H, remember how I said H2 is the subheading? We're going to take and replace the word strong with H2, and we're going to replace the word strong with H2. Notice very carefully that this is the opening. It says, hey, I'm writing code, H2 with the less than and greater than sign, and then notice how it put this other special little tiny symbol in there, the division sign. Keep that division sign there, right? So H2 and H2, and this one is the opening. Hey, anything after this is a heading 2. Anything before this is a heading 2. Okay? What is Fresh Realm? Well, it's a technology company, and we could just put a space here. I don't like tabs, by the way, just going forward in Google Docs, because see how it does weird stuff. So we'll just do tabs going forward. We might create subheadings and more subheadings. We might clean this up a little bit, but I want you to see that we created what is Fresh Realm. Fresh Realm is not, and then we're going to do bold again. We might clean this up just a little bit more to make it just a little bit more human-friendly, but you see how it's H2 now. Why we use a .code site, .com website. Okay, and H2 that up as well. H2, perfect. .com is the first round of internet commerce. I mean, this is kind of cool. It just really, you did a great job with this, H2. And then part 2 of video 2. We'll probably remove this here in a few minutes, but what is the competitive advantage of over others? Question mark, right? We're going to H2 that. I think that's a really good question. Boom, H2. All right, H2. Great. So I think we'll keep the part 2 there just for our notes for a moment. How are you going to educate consumers that you're different from? Boom, another one. I think this is really great. We might put this as Q&A, because I think this was in the Q&A zone, right, Christina?
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah, I think you're right. Q&A. There's a couple ways to do this. We can make this Fresh Realm Q&A. Q&A. Q&A with Fresh Realm. Boom. And this could be an H2, and these could be H3s. But I think we keep them as H2s. We will bold this, right? Yeah, we'll H2 it as well. Q&A, because I think it's really important. H2 and H2. Now, let's just keep doing this here real quick. Bear with me, everybody that's watching this. You know, this takes time. The goal of a blog post is not. There are no hidden bullets that, oh, I can take this pill and everything works perfect. No, I mean, with your blog, just like everything else, when you're blogging, it's really great. So we've got a bunch of H2s in here. Since you're already at 50% privately owned, boom, great, B, and these are all really good tips. This guy's a great speaker. This John Stein guy was just a stud on stage, hilarious and fun. Now we got a quote right here. Let's come back to quotes. Given the economics of the vessel, they call their device a vessel, and they ship really cool stuff. I encourage a lot of you to go watch this video. We've got some of these big things here. How are you going to pitch your underlying message? Great. We might actually take this timecode out of the H2s eventually, those of you that are watching this, and we might actually put it to the right of it, which we'll plop it below, but I mean, I think this is really cool that we've done this. Any thoughts on how to impose the ethos of gifting to your merchants, right? And we're going to then, hold on one quick sec, perfect. We're going to do the same thing, H2, and we're just about done with these H2s. I know, Christina, you're probably like, oh my God, Josh, you're crazy. But yeah, it's just a little bit of time. How to do how do food and food products get into the system? I think this is great. H2. We're going to run through some And then, is pink John Stein's natural hair color? I think that's adorable and hilarious. We'll see what he thinks about this one. I've been pink for over 12 years. I thought that was cute at the end and pretty hilarious. This guy has pink hair. He's pretty cool. So what is Fresh Realm? And now what I want to do here is he has a quote. I want to italicize it. I click the little I button. Boom. We enable brands to sell fresh food. I might actually remove, even though that's a great quote, in this instance, Christina, I'm really glad that you gave us this quote, but I'm going to remove it now, which I want you to keep giving quotes in that way. But one thing we're banking on is that we can educate people that's actually good, and let's do that. That's awesome. Maybe we actually put just the, for right now I'm going to remove it, but keep doing that. Keep putting quotes in there. I really like that. Gifting is not a barter. Okay. Every interaction. I mean, this is amazing. This is such good stuff. This is really great. And later on, we might put a little button that says tweet this, and it'll tweet this back to the thing. But these quotes are really cool. Fresh Realm is not a vessel making company or a company that sells food. Now, I want to show you guys something else here real quick. I think this is a good chance to move into the next step. We're going to keep timecode for the bigger stuff because you see how this is a minute or longer. I think that timecode is helpful. Now, what if I were to preview this? There's something that Google likes, and that's when we use LIs and LOs. I'll show you what those are right now. Let's remove the bullets here, and let's do something here real quick. What if we want to create a bullet that works natively in the WordPress? Well, here's how you do that. You highlight everything you want to be a bullet, and you click. You see these buttons that say UL or OL, unordered list or ordered list. An unordered list, UL, kind of weird how they do it, means it's going to put bullets without ones or twos or A's or B's. An ordered list means it's going to put ones, twos, or if it's sub of ones and twos, it's going to put 1A, 2B, and stuff like that. It means it orders them. But an unordered list means it's going to put a UL at the beginning and a UL at the end. You see how it did that little UL start and UL end? Well, next what you need to do, if you just put that, it won't know what to do. It'll make it all one bullet. So what we do in the next thing is, now it knows everything between this, any list items should be unordered, and they should fall unordered, just make them a bullet. Now every list item you highlight, which could be a paragraph, and in this case it's a little line, and you click LI. So we started with unorder, and now we're going to click LI. You see how it put a little LI at the beginning and the end of every list item? And then we click the next list item. So what happens here, basically, is now the UL turns into list item and list item. Josh, why the heck are we doing this? Well, let me show you. We're going to save the draft. We're going to go preview it on the front page. We're going to right-click and click Open in a new tab. We're going to preview this. Now, this looks a little ugly right now because we don't have an image and stuff like that. But first of all, you can see down here, you see how it created bullets, the A and B, and you see how they're just clean. They're a little bit cleaner than the tabs. Well, Google loves seeing bullets. It goes, ooh, these are list items. These are subs. And we want to please Google. Why do we want to please Google, everybody? Because Google is the #1 search engine out there. Okay? Now, hopefully, Christina, that makes sense with the list items?
Oh, yes, it does.
Good. Have you used these before?
Yeah, a few times.
Okay, great, good. Let's go through them just a couple more times. We might capitalize in the beginning here. Whyuseit.co. Let's do another one, everybody that's listening. UL is unordered list. Click that once. It adds the UL. Great. And then we highlight each individual one. It takes a little time, but LI, it puts some spaces in between, which you can keep. It doesn't matter. And cooperative, which is great. We might highlight, capitalize. We can do that later. It doesn't matter. Now let's go back here. What is Fresh Realm? This gets a little bit clunky, but what I might do is turn these into list items. 1, 2. Gets a little. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do the whole thing. It gets a little clunky, but let me get a little advanced on everybody. Let's do an ordered list. Ready? Let's remove the numbers. I put an OL at the beginning and the very end, if you guys see that. And we're going to remove the numbers, and we're going to do, this is going to be the #1, so we'll do list item. Anything that's a list item becomes a #1, and everything below it is just normal. And then shipping container is a number 2, so it's just make it a list item. Number 3, we're going to highlight this. Christina, at any time if you have questions on this, let me know. LI is going to end up being number 3. Now the reason we're doing this, as you know, is you can move then list item above without changing the numbers and moving it around. And WordPress will do the counting for you. So everything experience and network will be below it. Connected by Fresh Realm means, was this a number 4? Did I miss that? Did I delete the connected by Fresh Realm means? No, that was just a sub network. Okay, cool, sub thing. So that's awesome. And then these are A, B, and C. I think that we could sub. I don't know. Maybe we could do. I think this is fine, A, B, and C. But if we went save draft and we went over here and we looked at that, then you'll see that it see how it indents it, and it auto adds a 1, 2, 3 and all that cool stuff. I think this is kind of neat. So what we'll probably do is we could do a list item from within there, an unordered list inside of there. Did that make sense, Christina?
Oh yes, yes it does.
Great. And what I'm going to do just to make this what is Fresh Realm, what we'll probably do, and I need to go and find out if Fresh Realm is one word or two. Here's a little trick for those of you that are doing research in your blog. Google the word Fresh Realm. Go to freshrealm.co, co-creating a new era. Let's go down to their website. One of the little tricks I have is I go down to the bottom and I see how they do copyright 2014 Fresh Realm, and they put it in one word. They want to be known as one word. Whatever people put at the bottom of their website is one word. Cool. So let's copy their website, Control-C. Let's go over and start putting them in as one word. So what is Fresh Realm? And we're going to click the link button. The first rule I want you to do is whenever you put a link in here is I want you to turn it into, highlight it first, click the link button. This is where it gets interesting. In the URL, copy exactly what you had in there. Notice how it needs an HTTP because that tells it to go to another site. Freshrealm.co, it has this thing. We're going to type in the word fresh. On us to. And we're going to click, because it's not on our website, Christina, we're always going to click open in a new window, right? I mean, and you're a pretty good blogger. I just want to make sure that the way I blog is nerdy and it's exacting, and that's why we're going over all this stuff. So we're taking people to another site, we're highlighting that it's Fresh Realm, we're giving them good positive SEO juice, and we're opening it in a new window. If you wanted to find one of our internal pages, you'd click search and you'd go find it, and you wouldn't open it in a new window because it's our site. Let's send them throughout our site by not opening. But in this case, we can add a link. Do you see how it added all that junk in here? It added it as Fresh Realm A. Cool. So what is it? Fresh Realm is a technology company. Fresh Realm technology company. I'm going to bold that too because it's a list item and there's something below it. Let's bold that, and then we are a shipping container, I guess you could say, right? And then we'll bold that again, and then we are a network. Lowercase that. And then once again, I'm finessing because I'm showing people how I blog. Is it the right way? No. Connected by Fresh Realm means, and I really like this. I think you did a great job. Let's go just take a quick look at what the heck that does, and then we're going to move on to the next step and put the video up there. This is all really good content for Google, and this is really good content for executives to look. See how people can say, what is Fresh Realm? People can click on that. It opens up a new window. It goes to their site. Beautiful. That's great. Okay, and they love that. Fresh Realm is a technology company. We enable brands to sell fresh food. We are a shipping container. We are an experience and network. Boom, look at that. Fresh Realm is not a vessel-making company, a company that sells food. Cool, right? We use a .co website. I think this is so cool. Part 2, we'll remove that when I'll edit the videos together, or Christina, I'll show you how to do that. We'll put the 2 videos into one and have Google edit them automatically. Q&A with Fresh Realm, and we'll do that. We'll probably update the 10 minutes and add it on to the beginning of the first one, or find out exactly where it's at. Update those. What's a competitive advantage of Fresh Realm? I mean, I think this is amazing. How are you going to educate consumers? How do you see yourself long term? So this is awesome, right? I think this is really, really good. Now, let's take it to the next step. Let's go back to our goals. I love goals. So first of all, we created a new blog post. Next, we inserted the text content. We could probably modify the text content, but I don't want to take your guys' time because I've been on this video call for a few minutes now. I want to jump into it. We inserted a couple links. We could probably go a little bit further on some links. I'd like to put 3 or 4 or 5 links that are really helpful. But doing, another thing that we're going to do real quick, we're going to give a shout out to our buddies at Cross Campus. Our friends at Cross Campus are crosscamp.us. Now, one of the tricks on links, I want everybody to listen up on this one, is you type in their name, press enter, and whatever it shows up as, whether it's with or without the www, copy it as they want it. So it went to the www, go Control-A, Control-C if you have a PC. Let's go over to their page, and let's jump into this. Let's go over to Cross Campus. Let's give them, let's see how they want to be thought of. Do they want 1 word or 2? Cross Campus, see how it's 2 words? Sweet. So that's what they want to be thought of. Let's jump over to my blog post, Cross Campus. Let's give them a juicy link. Cross Campus. In a new window. Does that make sense, Christina?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Awesome. We recorded a video at Cross Campus in Santa Monica, California, of John Stein, Chief Wisdom Officer at Fresh Realm, talking about how to build a technology company. Great, and we could talk. We hope you enjoy this video or something like that. So, what is Fresh Realm? So, see how it's just a gentle intro. Like, why are you doing this? And stuff like that. And then we've also got our how to build a technology company in there. That's pretty important. Great. So now the next step, the next thing I want to talk to you about is your URL. And I think this is a really important thing. Remember how we decided in the very beginning, build a technology company was going to be our keywords, Christina? Well, I've got this special plugin, and I'm going to give you access to our website. We're going to save the draft, even though it saves every 3 or 4 minutes. I like to save it on my own, too, every once in a while. Because it just, what we're going to do is go down and see the focus keyword. This is where I want to focus on something so that when people Google that, we are known for that. Now, you don't pick 1 word. You can pick 2, but you don't want it to be Facebook. I don't want to be known when people Google Facebook because it's hard to compete with that. But how to build a technology company really is the theme here. Right? So build a technology company is good. You can put how to, but I just want to build a technology. When you put that, Christina, in this WordPress SEO by Yoast technique, have you ever used this plugin, Christina?
No.
Okay, so
I don't think I have.
This is a really cool plugin. So let me show you how this works. It's right below here. Once I've put everything in, I jump down here and I put in the keywords that I want to be known for. Build a technology company. Right? I don't want to be known as technology company alone because we are talking about a tech company, but really the focus of this talk is all about building one and also how to sell the story of a technology company. But now it's going to double check in this little list here. It's going to do some rad stuff. If you put that in there, it checks the article heading. Is that phrase in the heading? Now, what is heading? The heading is H1. Remember this big H1 up here in WordPress. How to build a technology company turns out to be right up in there. Genius. Great. Next, it's going to check next. Page title is in the page title. What happens to be the article heading and the page title are the same thing. So it's in there. Good. Page URL. Now this is a no. We want it in the page URL somehow. So what we're going to do is we're going to go put it in there in a sec. I'll show you. Is it in the content? Yes, it's in 1. So it's found it right here. Build a technology company. It found it, which is cool, right? Next, meta description. Yes, well, it's taking the meta description of here's how we built it and all that stuff. We could also put the meta description in there. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Now, we also need to work on the snippet preview. Let's come back to that in a sec. Christina, I want to make sure you're looking at things from an SEO standpoint. See, this is a long video. SEO standpoint, this helps us be the most SEO friendly as possible. So let's come back to this. We're going to fix the page URL, and we're going to come back and work on this SEO title here in a sec. Now, Josh, are you the best SEO person in the world? No. Are you good enough to where you can SEO your own site a little bit? Yeah. So what I want you to do is click this permalink up here. See how it's long? Build a technology company, delivers fresh food, video blog. That's a little long. We don't want that. We want to put the words build a technology company with fresh realm. So we're going to do build a technology company with uppercase and lowercase don't matter here. We're going to remove the word with because we don't need that. We're just going to put fresh realm. Click OK. Great. See how it put build a technology company fresh realm in there? Sometimes it gets rid of the word a, but we want that in here because people type that in usually in Google. Now, if we had a lot of time, I'd go to Google Keyword Planner and do a lot of research. We don't have that kind of time. But if you really want to get good, it's good. Now, notice how it still says our SEO is bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to save this because now we've added our keyword into the URL, put it at the beginning of the URL. And we added the word fresh realm on there. You don't want it super long. If your keyword is way too long, guys, you got a problem because if it's too long, it's just Google only reads the first 55 to 75 characters. I'm talking a lot. Okay, so let's save the draft. We've got the SEO thing. Let's have our SEO. See how now we're okay. We're getting better. Sweet. Now, you see how it says green? All these right here, Christina, are green. You've done a good job of putting the 4 words or 3 words in the article heading and page title. Those are both the same in this theme. The page URL now has it. Good, checkbox. Great. Content could have it once or twice. We could probably put it in one more time somewhere else gently. I don't ever want to put it too much because then we look like spammers. I don't want to spam. The meta description we're going to write here in a moment. And then it's limited to 156 characters. Now, what we can do here is we can rewrite what. See the snippet? This is what if people Google build a technology company, this is what would come up. So what I want to do here is I want to rewrite this. Build a technology company with fresh realm. I'm actually going to put media leaders as 2 words here because media leaders with 2 words gets more of an SEO kick. Now notice how this is, if I release from it, usually it shows me, hey, you're under the, if I go too far and keep typing, you see how it says, warning, title display in Google is limited to a fixed width. Yours is too long. It wants me to remove a few characters. So let's go down to a few characters. It wants it that length. So I am right under the length. You see how that works? That way everything shows up in Google beautifully. MediaLeaders.com, build a technology company, fresh realm. Build a technology company with fresh realm. See that? And you see it's overriding our H1 title. It's saying Google, this is our H1, but we want it to appear in Google results as this. Build a technology company with fresh realm. Okay? You see that? Now, let's go ahead and grab this intro here real quick. Our friends at, let's say, our friends at campus host in Santa Monica hosted a great event where Chief Wisdom Officer of Fresh Realm shared how he worked to help build a technology company. Watch that. You see how clean that is? Let's go ahead and take that text. Let's actually save the draft. And then we're going to take that text and put it in the meta description, but I don't want all the links in it in meta because links don't work in meta. So let's go ahead and go down here. Another way to get rid of the links is just to refresh on the front side and then copy this over here. Boom, Control-C. We're going to throw this into meta because it has our friends across campus in Santa Monica hosted a great event where John Stein, how we work to help build a technology company. We need to remove 18 characters. Our friends across campus hosted an event where John Stein, Chief Wisdom Officer of Fresh Realm, shared how he works to help build a technology company, or worked. Yeah, we'll do past tense. Or let's do works to help build the technology company, and then let's do this as well. A fresh home, show how he works. Okay, so now what we have here, let's save drafts one more time, my friends. I know this is long, but we're going to jump into the next step. We've got our meta. This is a beautiful little piece of SEO now. Build a technology company, fresh realm. See how everything's green. We've filled this out. We have 4 characters left. The meta description really is what reads here. If I got rid of this, watch what happens. Control X. See how it auto grabs what was in our blog post and it's ugly? It says, build a technology company. What is Fresh Realm? 2145, blah, blah, blah. See how it's ugly? That's not good for SEO, but this natural way that I wrote it fills it out. Now Google would read this if it came up. It says, our friends across campus hosted an event where John Stein, see how clean that is, Christina?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we
great.
do all this. It takes forever. And then we set the author to Josh Ochs. We could do an excerpt, but I have it. Let's do an excerpt. The same thing can be an excerpt because we wrote it out perfectly. And the excerpt is what appears on the front of the site. So go to medialeaders.com, and you see this boom, 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 boom right here. It's kind of nice. So the excerpt will be the nice little excerpt right here that appears on the front. Okay. We're looking good, my friends. We're just about done here. Now, what's next? Well, let me show you. Let's save the draft. Let's go back to our goals. We created a website. We inserted a text document, inserted links, inserted video embed code. We're going to do that now. Let's go over to RKS Sessions. We're going to edit this down and preview it and test it. But for right now, I want to show you how to embed. You could embed the individual video or the playlist. Let me show you quickly how to embed a playlist. You go to Share. I'm on the first video in the playlist, right? We're going to click Share and see how our options down here are a link, and it says Share with the playlist starting from the current video. That's great. But we could share just the video with just this video, and then you can start it at a certain time if we wanted to. But you can share just this video, but we want to share the playlist starting from the current video, and we want to embed it. So to embed it, I usually share with the playlist starting from the current video, and I keep the iframe width at about 640. I think that's a really good one. And I click in here. I click in here, and usually it auto does that. Control C. And then what I do, we have a special theme. You could throw this, Christina, at the top up here. I usually always go 1, 2, and I put some space up here. I like to put videos up at the top, but the space, and I always like to put space. I would never do this where I embed it right before, because that gets confusing, and I would go crazy if the code was next to text. So if I were to put it in here, I'd put it in there up there. Do you see how that works? Iframe width, and you see how clean that looks? But I wouldn't do that right now because this theme has a special place it puts videos that I kind of like. So let's go to the bottom. You see this embed area down here? Enter embed code for use on a single post with the video widget. I put it in here, and it does something clean with it. It makes it full width. It also makes it mobile responsive. It just makes it really, really cool. So let's go ahead and I plopped it in there. Great. So now we've got the video done. So let's save this draft. Let's go over here and let's preview it. Those of you that are wondering, well, what does that do? Well, see how it puts it up at the top? What I might do is make it a little bit bigger, actually, so that it goes full width. Let's go, even if it gets too big, 853. Let's do 853, Control A, Control C. Let's go back down to this, and let's put a bigger one. Now, Josh, if it's too big, it'll go over your widgets on the right. Not really. If you put it in this embed widget, it actually makes it as big as possible without letting it go over. So I'm going to take a swig of water, and we're going to refresh. Well, boy, was I wrong. I thought it would make it bigger. I guess it didn't, so it doesn't really matter as much. Usually it makes it big and really nice. In this case, it didn't. Okay, so it has a video, and it starts showing you the video, and the playlist plays in here. It's kind of cool, right? So that's neat. So now we have a video. Now let's go put an image in here. Now you don't need an image every time because we actually have a video, but we want to take a good image of this and turn it into something neat. So let's go ahead and let's let's go find a good. If you have a video, one of my favorite techniques is to go grab an image of the video and show people really good stuff. So check this out. Watch this. We zoom in a lot. I'm just going to find a good frame. So bear with me for just 1 sec. He shows the design of the product. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's bear with me for 1 sec. Cool, neat, awesome. Wait till we zoom back just a little bit. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Let's zoom in on him a little bit more. Come on, Josh. Let's get. Let's see if we zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, that's great. Now, I'm going to show you a little tiny technique, everybody. We're going to go grab, I've got a little something called a capture image software. Everybody's got one of these. Let's just go capture an image of him. Boom. And let's go grab this image and make it any size, any width, whatever. Boom. And now notice how I have that here. Great. We're going to go Control S. Now, remember how we're going to remember our keywords, how to build a technology company that delivers fresh food. Let's do how to deliver a technology company with fresh realm. How to build a technology company with fresh realm. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take this, Control C, and we're going to turn that into the name of this. What do you mean, Josh? We're going to go Control S. We're going to save this. We're going to go into our Media Leaders blogging content. So let's go logos and graphics. Let's go Media Leaders blogging content. We're going to go how to build a technology company with fresh realm. And some of our blogging content, I save all of our images in one repository. And let's just put build a technology company with fresh realm. We're going to save the image under the same title so that Google sees that the title of the name of the image, the title of the image, and all this different stuff is all the same. And it goes, you know what? That's cool. I never, Christina, save an image as image 1753426, and I never save the image as the word logo, or right. So we save it as what we want to come up as. So I click Save. Great. Then what I do is I go over here, and we want to. There's a couple places we put an image. We're going to do the first one here. Do you see the featured image down here in the bottom right? Click the Set Featured Image button. Comes up with all of our images, all the speakers and stuff we have. Let's click Upload Files in the upper left. You can drag a file there if you want. Let's just do it that way. I'll show you how to. You can have it anywhere on your desktop. Go grab an image, Dropbox, Media Leaders blogging content. I uploaded the one of John Stein on here. Build. Let's just click the word B for build. Build. There he is. Now, if I grab him over here, boom, perfect. Now see how he drags over and he's up there? Cool. And see how it says build a technology company with fresh realm? It's already in there. Sweet. The caption will also be learn how to technology company with fresh realm. Great. And then alt text is the same thing, and description is the same thing. Okay. Now what this does is it just puts our keyword behind every one of the images. You see that? So we've got all this. Now I'm not in love with the build a technology company with fresh realm with John Stein of Fresh Realm. STYN. That's even better because you don't really build them with it, but you learn how he built that one. So we're going to insert. So it's basically auto-clicked that in the upper left. We put the title. The title isn't visual. It's just something that you roll over and it visualizes for you as you roll over it. It goes, hey, that's the hidden behind it. That's what Google sees. The caption is what people see. The alt text is if it doesn't appear, like in an email, you want that there too. The description is what Google reads as well with John Stein. So let's Yeah, so we're good there. Let's set the featured image. Now watch what happens. You see how this is here? Sweet, right? So that's an actual video. That's great. Now we're also going to put that in here. So here's what we're going to do. We've got, if we click Save Draft, if we went to the front of the website and we published it, it's not published yet, John Stein's image would appear right here. Right, Christina? He appears on the front page, and that's the featured image. The featured image is the image that appears on the front page and in the Facebook share and Twitter share and all these other shares, the social media buttons. But what we're going to do here is we're also going to embed it in here. If you were to click on this one, 5 Steps to Writing Better Blog Content, when you don't have an image in, when you don't have a video in here like we do here, it's nice to put an image. Why don't we put a little image of John Stein up here too? Let's go put a little image of him. I like to press Enter twice. 1, 2, and then I go back up to the top. And then I like to click Add Media. You see this up here? Boom. Put your cursor where you want the media at the top. Add Media. Let's click on John Stein. Great. Let's click on, now we've clicked on him. You got a checkbox. Just build a technology company. See alignment down on the bottom? I click right. Put it in the right. You could put thumbnail as 150 or medium as 300. Let's try medium 300 width by 184. I don't want to link to anything as of yet. I don't need a link to him. Let's turn the link off. And then all of this is already built because it saved it from the last time we built it. Let's insert it into the post. We aligned it to the right. Very careful. You can't do this a second time. You got to do it right the first time. Otherwise, you delete your code and redo it here. So if you ever forget, you just got to read through all the little settings here. Right, let's not link to it. You could link to media file, attachment page, or custom. If you want to link to a custom URL, you could put http freshrealm.co. I don't want to do that. I want to do none. I don't need to link to them. And then I'm going to put size medium. Insert your post. Now it inserted this caption plus image here, and then it puts a little bit of a space. Cool. Let's go ahead and save that draft. Let's go click on it. Boom, right here. Now you've got Learn How to Build a Technology Company with Fresh Realm, with John Stein of Fresh Realm. So now you've got a little image over here. As you roll over the image, sometimes it gives you a little bit of a description. Our friends at Cross Campus in Santa Monica hosted a great event where John Stein, Chief Wisdom Officer of Fresh Realm. What is Fresh Realm? We'll probably take this code out eventually, but you get the idea. So, Christina, this is making sense now?
Oh yes, it does make a lot of sense.
Awesome.
Actually, it looks really neat.
Cool. And then that's really the elements that we have of a blog post. Let's go back to our goals. We've created a new post, insert text, inserted links. We've inserted video embed code. We created an image for the post and a featured image and an image in the post. Now, if it's a video, you don't always have to create an image in there. Going forward, Christina, we're probably not going to create images inside of the post if I have a nice, beautiful video. We'll probably just create a featured image. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. I get
it. Because the video is so imagery intensive, I wanted to show you how you could, but does it really need a duplicate of him? Maybe not, unless it's a great slide. Like if we wanted to really be the world's best bloggers, if we had a lot of time, Christina, and I may have you do this, why do we use a .co instead of a let's say he had Fresh Realm is not. What if there was a great slide on stage that he had at 20 minutes and 50 seconds? We could screen grab that. We could throw that to the right of this text, which would mean we'd put it above here, and it would appear right over here to the right of it. That would be a visually stimulating blog post that people, when they land on it, they go, you know what? That's kind of cool. So do we have to do that now? No, I don't have time for it. In the future, I may have you do that, but you get the idea. So if we wanted to do video, this is how it looks. If we want to do imagery, this is how it looks. Let's go back to one more thing. Create keywords for SEO. We did that in our 4 words. Our 4 words were build a technology company, right? Now we could have called it build a tech company because probably tech is probably better. I mean, we could always shorten it in the future, but you get the idea. You'd pick your 4 words. Did I go into Google Keyword Planner? No. That's another video. Structured headings and quotes, those are the H1s, which it already creates. H1 and H2. H2, and then the quotes. and we can do some more quotes, preview it and get approval, so I probably have somebody else, and then schedule for deployment. And the next step we're going to do, and that really means somebody else is going to look at it, before we deploy this, we're going to edit it on the Google Video Editor. Those of you that are watching this video, you can go to MediaLeaders.com. First step is go to Media Leaders, click on our YouTube page. You can go into our videos that we have, and you can search our videos, and you can type in the word edit, and you can learn how I use YouTube to edit and trim. It's kind of cool. So I'll shoot another video on how I do it just as advanced, but this is actually really cool. A lot of my colleagues and friends have learned from this video. I learned a scrappy technique. All right, Christina, any questions?
Oh, I don't have questions at the moment, surprisingly.
Great. Well, good. So you see, I mean, if I wanted to fine-tune this, those of you that are watching, I would go Control F, Fresh Realm, and I'd put in 2 words. You see how it's 2 words in the right? Because I want to make it 1 word going forward, because they want to be known for that. So let's search for all the 2-word versions of it. I like to be a perfectionist and let technology help me do that. 2 words. See how we move 2 words of it? Let's just go clean it up just a little. Perfect. And okay, we've got Fresh Realm. So let me go clean it up in here too. See how it found it everywhere? Fresh Realm. And then I've got S-T-Y-N, and that's how he spells it as well. I believe S-T-Y-N. That's great. Okay, cool. So anything else that I should... Let's go through just a couple more little things. We'll probably clean up some of the quotes and just make them Q&A. You know, I really like how you did the quotes. It goes back to the fact that we're not selling any food. We could italicize that. We could also boom, boom. We could bullet this. Once again, highlight what you want to be an unordered list. Click unordered list, UL, and ordered list is OL, where it would be 1s, 2s, and 3s. Click unordered list. Take everything that you want to list item. You can include the quote in there. LI, LI, and then LI. Okay, and then that's cool. How do you see right now? 50% public. This is all a quote. Cool. I mean, this is really great. And quote LI, that's great. And since you're already 50% privately held, we can also say we are going to leverage with merchants that are already using the service. Cool. And then let's LI this as well. And I know a lot of you are watching this going, all right, we're doing this a little bit much, but that's fine. I'd rather use this as a training program so that people, I'd rather all of us be experts than be, I'd probably, oops, I didn't mean to hit that button, elderly. So let's go ahead and go back to where I was at. I think I want to capitalize these going forward, Christina. Like the word elderly and the they, cool. And let me just do some, given the economics, let's go ahead and unordered, and let's list item again. List item again, people on a diet, the elderly, and then they also co-drop, sweet. Perfect, perfect. How do we find the, I've been pink. And then one more thing I want to do, the essence of a great blog post. I always put a question at the bottom and encourage people. Let's say we got 10,000 people viewing this blog post. It would be wonderful. And John Stein is a stud. He deserves 10,000 views. But I like to put a question at the bottom that says, once people have read the whole thing, what questions do you have for Fresh Realm on how to build the technology company? Leave comment box. Leave your comment below. What questions do you have for Fresh? How they built, on how the company. Great. And then what I do is I bold that usually. I don't H2 it. I just leave it bold. Okay. And then I'm going to save it as a draft. We're going to go back over here on the front page of the site. You notice how I always work in different tabs. We haven't yet published it. Do you see how it wants us to publish it, but we're not ready to do that? We still have all kinds of other stuff to do. So you see how we got a cool visual there? We've got a cool visual of him here. What is Fresh Realm? Cool stuff, right? So it looks good. You see how it at the bold, it says, what questions do you have for Fresh Realm? Let's do something really cool. Let's go down to the bottom. I'm going to show you a little technique on how to add, first of all, some spaces. I want to show you if you add a bracket, and you add a bracket and the word HR, it adds a horizontal rule. And I'm going to show you another technique. If you want to make something really stand out, Christina, if you want to make something like, for instance, what is Fresh Realm? Let's go on bullet number 2. Fresh Realm is not. Why use a .co? I got a little technique. So let's go ahead and take a look. Do you see how all these kind of blend together? Wouldn't it be nice if there were lines that make them pop out? I'm not saying we should do that, but why use a .com website? We'll probably put a why use a .co? We'll probably put a question mark here. What if we put little lines above and below? Well, let me show you how to do that. You put an HR inside of the H2, and inside of the H2, click Save Draft, and what it does is, I'll show you here in a sec, it puts a line above and below this. So let's go here, boom. I'm going to click it. You see that clean set of lines? See how cool that looks? And we could do that. We could do what are the competitive advantages? So see how what are the competitive advantages? We could put, you want to put a line above and below? You take a little bullet, you go down and find it. What are the competitive advantages? And you put this little HR, which means horizontal rule. And that's a horizontal rule, that line that goes across. I put it inside of the H2. Do you see that? Inside of that H2, boom, and then boom, inside of the H2. And what that does is, when I save the draft, it puts in, it just, see how it makes the eyes, everything's great. Why use a .co? I could also do that for the Fresh Realm is not. We'll go do that here in a sec. Fresh Realm is, what is Fresh Realm? I like to do it on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th because Fresh Realm is not. If you put these, okay, so let's go save draft. All right. So if you put it, what is Fresh Realm? Unfortunately, the horizontal rule moves everything below the image. Unfortunately, it wants a nice clean image. So I don't put it on the first one sometimes. I put it on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Let's refresh this page and watch how clean this is. Do you see how Fresh Realm is not a vessel-making company, a company that sells food? I might have you add a little paragraph in there in the future that says, you know, a lot of people ask us what Fresh Realm is all about. We decided that let's talk about what we aren't. Boom, we aren't these two things. You see how that would be really nice for SEO also? Why use a .co? Boom. I'm going to remove part 2. We'll remove that later. You see how clean this is too? What is a competitive advantage? Let's go ahead and just do a couple more of these, and I might have you fill in the rest of them. I'll take all the H2s and let's do this. Boom, boom. Let's take all the H2s and add them in. It's a little tedious, but I'll tell you what, if you do this stuff, it just looks, in this case, it looks better. You don't always have to do this in every blog post. Just the H2s, just in this case. And let's go ahead and do this here. H2, H2, H2. And okay, great. So let's go ahead and save that draft. Boom. How to build a technology company with Fresh Realm. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Do you notice how it says preview is true up there? Because I'm logged in, it shows that I'm previewing it. The public can't see this. Only people that are logged in at the top can, right? Okay, so let's go down here. Do you see how clean this is with some lines? Like, how are you going to educate customers? Different. It goes back to the fact that we're not actually selling food. Cool, right? How do you see yourselves long-term IPO? Great. Since you're already 50% privately owned, great. Given the economics, it just, the lines look kind of clean. Sometimes it's too many lines. I think in this case it's getting a little long, but I think it works. We might also be able to remove the one below it, but I think you get the idea. Any questions, Christina, on this whole process?
Oh, no, none so far.
Okay, great. So those of you that are watching this video, let's review what we reviewed. We created a new post. I like WordPress. Start there. Let me save you some time. Insert the text content, insert links, insert the video embed code, create an image for the post, and put that as a featured image, and also, if you want, put it as the visual image that's in the upper right. Create keywords for SEO, build the technology company, structure the headings and quotes, H1 and H2, plus any quotes. Preview and get approval. We're going to go edit the video a little bit more, and then we're going to schedule it for deployment. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm Josh Ochs. Hey, you can learn more about us at MediaLeaders.com. Go up to MediaLeaders.com. If you like this video, please +1 it in the bottom and subscribe to us on YouTube. I love a subscriber. It's the nicest thing you can ever do. On the right-hand side, you can watch a free video recap of a bunch of our events and stuff just by putting in your name, your city, and the nearest city. I'm Josh Ochs. Honored that you're taking the time to watch this. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.